Hi, my loves. How are we doing? All right. I haven't done one of these in a long time, but I really want to do a past, present, and future of this connection. Okay. So, per usual, I go long and detailed for a reason. So, if none of this applies to you, sits right with you, you don't want to hear what I have to say, that is completely okay. I will return some other time. And again, I'm here to confirm the energy, not tell you what you went through, how you're feeling, all that sort of jazz. Okay. This will probably be a long reading. So, I'm going to start with the past, how you guys met, what did your past connection look like, and then with the present I really want to break down how are you feeling, how's this person feeling, etc., and then what is the outcome of this connection, right? Okie dokie. So I'm really excited about this one because I haven't done a past, present, future in a long time. So I'm actually going to start with tarot as far as the past. What did your guys' past look like? So it can really, I guess, confirm if this reading is for you, of how you guys met. What did your guys' initial connection look like? So clearly, I feel like I'm talking about a connection. You guys are in separation right now. What is the past of this connection? What is the past of it? 111 on my timer sign. You could be seeing 111 right now. What is the past of this connection? Oh, wow. Let me start with 4 cards. So I got the Moon, Ace of Wands, Page of Swords, and then the 8 of Pentacles right there. 1 second. This was a connection that took off hot and heavy. I got heavy Pisces energy. I immediately will say I don't think you guys went and looked for each other. I think for some reason, for some of you, I'm getting maybe you guys had mutuals that like set you guys up, or you could have randomly ran into each other kind of out in the streets is more what I'm getting. For some of you, it could be social media, but even then, got a notification sign. I feel like you did not see this person coming. This person was literally a mystery to you. I don't think you've known this person, from childhood or anything. Like, I'm seeing kind of 2 people that it was like fate almost. Like you bumped into each other's shoulders and then, oh my gosh, and a love at first sight. You guys took off hot and heavy, and I'm going to be honest, for a lot of you, you guys could have immediately started making plans with each other as far as moving in, talking about marriage, talking about getting eloped. Like, I'm talking love at first sight. Like, the moment you looked at each other, you've known each other in a past life, okay? Wherever you met this person, it came out of nowhere. Let me make it clear. I don't think you were like on online dating or something like, saw that sign. I don't know what that was. I don't think, again, you did not go looking for this person. This person did not go looking for you. I'm seeing like a shoulder check and you're like, oh my gosh. Somewhere where you did not see this person coming. For some of you, you could have met this person at work, like they could have just gotten hired and you looked at them and you're like, oh my gosh, or like I said, for some of you, I'm seeing mutuals could have set set you 2 up. As funny as it sounds, I kind of feel like when you guys met, again, that's where I'm saying you guys weren't looking for each other, because it could be the both of you. It's like you both in your own right, before you guys met, you didn't really want to put in the effort for a relationship. That's where I'm not feeling like online dating, or you went out of your way to go seek a partner, because it's like at the time, the thought of starting a relationship with somebody, it's like, it's too much work. I don't want to do that right now. It's like in your mind, you had other things to worry about other than love. Maybe this collective, you were very invested in your career or your work, or maybe, and it could be your person too. Maybe you guys had to travel a lot. You really just did not have time. Like I said, before you 2 met, you guys really looked at relationships as like, oh my gosh, it was like dreading to you almost. That's where I'm saying this person came out of nowhere. You did not go looking for this person, but you didn't go looking for them either. But it was a beautiful start. Like immediately right off the bat, you guys took off hot and heavy sexual chemistry between the 2 of you. I'm not gonna lie, TMI, sorry, you guys could have swooped up very quickly to each other. And if that's not the case, like I said, clearly it was intense. What's this Moon energy? Let's confirm that. Yeah, Knight of Cups, right off the bat, Prince Charming. But I'm seeing this was kind of the both of you. Yeah, King of Cups. Ooh. Immediately, that's where I'm saying this relationship took off, you know. And I'll see if this was more long-term, short-lived. I can't tell as of right now how quick this kind of ended off, because now we're getting to the ending of it. But that's what I'm saying. It's like when the both of you met each other, you were like dreading relationships. It's mainly because it consisted of work. All of a sudden, you guys became emotionally mature for each other. No wonder I was seeing like you guys would like start making plans. Like I said, do not make that detail fit. You guys either moved in very quickly together, or even then there was a need to get stupid close to each other so quickly. I'm talking within a matter of weeks. We're not even getting into months. I mean, wow. But it was mutual. It was nothing like, oh, at first, you know, wasn't like, oh, they weren't on the same page as me. No, immediately, oh my God, I love you too. It kind of gives me a little bit of the movie Frozen. Anna and Prince, whatever at the beginning, and Elsa was kind of side-eyeing. That's how I'm seeing the two of you clicked off. You fell in love with somebody you literally just met, and maybe you dealt with people kind of like Elsa. Maybe your own movie Frozen could be significant. That kind of side-eyed the connection and did with the Page of Swords of you guys literally just met. What is wrong with you? Like, maybe both you, and I feel like it came from both parties. Maybe a lot of people side-eyed your connection from the sidelines. Like, what are you doing? But in the moment, the both of you felt like, no, this is real and this is happening. You know, you can't help how you feel. Ace of Wands. Now we're getting into the Seven of Swords right there. Short-lived romance. That's where I was feeling like it was getting, okay? Let me make it clear. And again, I go long in detail for a reason. So, like I said, please don't make this fit. You guys wanted long-term goals in such a short period of time. I'm going to be honest. I don't think this connection lasted more than like 4 or 5 months. That short-lived. For a lot of you, I feel like it was sooner than that, because I'm seeing in a matter of weeks, you guys wanted to move in together. You wanted to elope. You wanted to run off together. I'm kind of seeing like almost as well Tommy and Pamela, you know, because they got married so quickly for each other, like, but they were so madly in love with each other at the same time. Like, didn't they get married like within a matter of days? For some of you, you actually could have married this person very quickly. For some of you, but this is going to be a story of not everything's what it seems, and maybe that is something, a reflection of the past, is, man, we moved a little too quickly. Like I said, if you guys didn't move in together, did like these big plans, there was a lot of heavy talks. And I'm seeing you guys kind of were making plans with each other before you could really, both of you in your own right, get to know each other. You guys were literally with that Knight of Cups in the honeymoon phases with each other. I don't see this. Yeah, I don't see this lasting. It didn't last more than like 4 to 5 months. Short-lived romance. What is this deceit? Eight of Wands in reverse. Let me confirm who's this Eight of Wands. I feel like this is your person. Again, this is the past. Okay, and then I got the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. 1 second. I definitely do believe there was immediate, just as quick as you guys took off, there was a quick fear of actually moving forward together. So plans did not fall through. Like I said, whether you guys did make that initiative to, for example, like I said, move in together, get whatever your guys' big future plans were, it's like it got started before it could really, you know, it ended before it could really begin. Whether you guys did go through it or not, all of a sudden there was a giant pause. Like, whoa, hold on, let's slow the roll there. And I feel like it was your person, because naturally, I always say men, masculine energies, gender doesn't matter, but I'm going to say it, they don't get attached. You know, I always say, okay, when it comes to relationships, men truly don't know that if they want to marry their person until about 6 to 8 months into the dynamic, okay? Because that's around the time you get out of the honeymoon phases. Obviously, women, feminine energies, again, gender doesn't matter in this case. You guys get more attached more quickly. Like the moment you look at them, oh my God, it's meant to be. And again, and I think in the past, you've kind of perceived this person as fake. But as bad as it sounds, because of how things moved so quickly, I think there was a giant delay and setback. And I think it was more of your person doing the, whoa, are we really ready? And it's like, what do you mean? Clearly, the both of you were very guilty of saying all these beautiful things to each other, but actually doing the work now. Now we're putting a giant pause button on it. And there is a reason I'm bringing up Pamela and Tommy Anderson, or Pamela Anderson, I'm sorry. because I think if I read that story correctly, Tommy was kind of still hooked up on somebody from his past. And I feel like that was kind of your person. Let me confirm that energy. Shut up. Nine of Cups in reverse right there. Pride and egos are getting the way. Five of Pentacles. I'm going to be completely honest. I don't think this person went through because clearly this is all about being left out in the cold. Your person was clearly not over a connection before the two of you met. Makes me curious if they didn't break up with somebody very long, and again, and no wonder you do perceive. I feel like this collective, when you reflect back on the past, you kind of perceive, I'm sorry, I can't talk, this person as fake, as deceitful. And I don't blame you, especially if you kind of knew that, they got out of a relationship that was long-term, and then all of a sudden they jump towards you, and all of a sudden this person's like, whoa, I'm actually like second guessing everything. Yeah, I don't blame you at that in that persistence either. I feel like this person got out of a long-term relationship before you. For some of you, you could have as well. But clearly this was a connection that took off way too fast. Sorry, but it did. As bad as it sounds, when things really start to get the ball rolling, when you guys were somewhat in the middle of your honeymoon phases or coming out, I think this person kind of perceived you as fake a little bit, because clearly they were not over somebody from their past. Not in a sense that I feel like they were still in love with somebody from their past, but it's more of they were not over the pain and the deceit that they were built off of. So as bad as it sounds, you could have really felt like this person treated you like as a rebound. You guys really could have popped off as like a rebound couple. Let me do another one for this Nine of Cups in reverse and Eight of Pentacles. The Devil in reverse. Definitely a connection where I feel like two people in your own rights, you really did look at each other as like you could have, at the time, again, this is still the past, that you both could have never done any wrong towards each other. But at the same time, and again, I really do feel like now, like, so I'll get into the present. I haven't gotten there yet, but I kind of have a feeling you look back and like you do look at this person as fake a little bit, especially if this person really did look at you as somebody that kind of has a savior complex. You could be somebody that does have a savior complex. Well, I'll fix them. Well, they've been hurt in the past, and I will show them what a beautiful life it was. And you guys did to each other in your own right for that short amount of time. But again, it was more of an ego thing that kind of took over. And again, I think this person looked at you as fake. And especially Nine of Cups, I always say, what stops you from getting to your 10 of Cups, your happily ever after? It's pride and ego. I feel like in your own rights, you both did things for each other to, I feel like this collective mainly, because again, I feel like you have a savior complex in some form of sense. You did things for this person to kind of keep them. And I don't think you did it intentionally, but whatever it is, whether it is, for some of you, I'm kind of hearing you were a gift giver. You show love by giving gifts, or you do acts of service, hence clean up the house, cook for them, do their laundry. Like, you did all these things for them to kind of show them like, look, I am husband, wifey material. I could make, I could take care of you. I could give you a beautiful life. This is what a real woman or a real man does for you. And this person did not believe you. They really thought you were up to something. They really thought that I feel like, as bad as it sounds, this person compared you to their ex all the time. They could have brought up an ex all the time. Again, don't make these details fit. 333 on my timer. You can be seeing 333. This person looked at, there's something about fake. I keep using the word fake. Both of you, I haven't gotten to current energies. It makes me curious if now I feel like at this past timeline, this person looked at you as fake, but at the same time, they did look at you again as you could do no wrong either. You were perfect. You were too perfect. I feel like the both of you, and no wonder I keep feeling the word fakeness, you both in your own right, because in this collective, you're right, you could have done everything right for this person, but you were wearing a mask. I think you always swept things under the rug. I know we could beat each other up about red flags and, how this person showed off to you and all this sort of stuff, but this person, if they consistently compared you to an ex, brought up an ex all the time, those were red flags, and I feel like this collective, you always did that la 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 because you were in love. You fell in love. I don't think either of you have ever found love like this. You never had somebody made your heart beat and butterflies and feel that softness and love. This dynamic, I will say, could have made you feel a little bit delusional in a way at that time because it was like too good to be true. I'm going to be honest. Let me do a few more and I'll move into present time. But again, we're still in the past. Two of Swords in reverse and then the Fool in reverse. And just like that, cut is what I'm hearing. I think this person kind of left in a way the door cracked on you. I think this person left you behind. I think that they were kind of doing the, I'm sorry, but I can't do this right now. I'm very confused. I need time to make up my mind. And as bad as it sounds for some of you with the Seven of Swords, they could have ran back to an ex at this particular time. But they clearly chose to cut this journey very, very quickly off with you. This person puts you with the High Priestess in reverse into a spiritual awakening. This could have been a very brutal, gut-wrenching feeling when this person left you behind. You could have immediately jumped to conclusions as far as, you know, okay, despite of what they've done to me, this is my twin flame, this is my person. I think you really do, again, this is still the past. You had even then this perspective of, we're still meant to be, this is still meant to come back together. You knew deep within your heart that this person was meant for you, that they were going to come back. Queen of Pentacles. Let me do one more. And then the Star, that's what I'm saying. You have this belief that this person was going to come forward one way or another. But here's the thing with the past as far as your person's perspective a little bit. I think they did look, I think everything they felt about you was not a lie. Let me make it clear as far as the past. I do not. I don't think that whole love at first sight was a fake or a way to get, yes, it came off that way with the Devil and the Seven of Swords and all, you know, but I think their feelings for you were very genuine. But that was kind of the problem. Your person, I will say, immediately has some self-worth issues, especially if they left thinking you were just like their ex or they didn't deserve you or you were too perfect. That had nothing to do with them and everything to do with, you know, themselves. The only masculine energy so far that has came out at the past is a Knight of Cups. You're the Queen of Pentacles. Makes me curious at this collective, you were the breadwinner. You made more money than this person. And this person, all they kind of did was know how to... I feel like this person kind of did cute little things for you, but that was really it. Again, if it came to long-term goals the way the two of you were planning, this person could not fulfill that. Makes me curious if they were struggling with money or... I think the bigger, you know, the bigger thing is they just simply were not ready. Yeah, but again, the both of you were wearing a mask. The both of you were like, la, 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 I'm in love. I'm a believer. I don't know why that song is coming into my head. That's the past. Again, do not make that. If that was not your guys' past, I would not, like I said, there's no point of watching for, but like I said, unfortunately, I have a weird feeling your person did run back towards an ex. A dump truck went by, sign, got loud for a second. Let me see more currently. Now we're tapping into the present. I want to see, how do you feel about this person as of right now, okay? How do you feel about this person? How does this collective feel about your person right now? Now we're in the present. How are you feeling about this person? Let me also start with 4 cards on this one. Okay. Cool Peppermint, Forever Yours, a long list, and the Battlefield right there. Yeah, I feel like now there's been some time apart for the two of you because I think you still have this belief that that one way, maybe one way or another, that this person could come back to you. I feel like you truly do believe this person is soul tied to you, whether you guys do come back to each other or not, okay? I think now, because of this person, the way it was gut-wrenching towards you, you do have higher standards when it comes to love. Makes me curious if this collective, you're not seeing anybody right now. I think now you just don't put up with a lot of people's behavior when it comes to love, especially coming from your person, okay? There is this kind of need to seek out maybe somebody different or maybe start over when it comes to new love. but you're having a hard time with that. I think your standards are a lot higher, and I think a lot of it is you are terrified that you are going to fall in love that fast and that quickly again. But here's the thing. I always say when it comes to love at first sight, that stuff is so rare. You're not going to feel that way with every person you meet. And if you do, that means you have some serious karmic cycles or karmic bonds that need to be released. There is a true little bit of fear of this collective that you're going to go through but I have to say, you're still triggered by this person. I feel like when it comes to new love or whatever you're trying to seek out, you like purposely try to find people that are completely opposite of your person. I'm getting even as far as looks wise. People like, true soul ties sometimes, like when you go out in public and you think you saw your person, you have to do a double take and it's like, oh, it's not them. It really triggers you when you go through that. So I think you purposely try to find other suitors that are not like your person at all, because let's be real, at the bottom line of it, this person is still in your heart. They're still in your head rent free, and I think you are trying to move past this person. I don't think now you are so caught up on this person will come back to me, they're the love of my life, we will get through this, blah blah blah. You're not going a million miles an hour on it the way you used to. However, this person really did shape your image on love. And like I said, you could have never fallen in love like the way you did when it came to this person. This person changed you. I think you're scared to fall in love again, whether it is with this person or someone new. I think in your mind you keep doing I'm going to find somebody that's not like my person or not like this. Bottom line of it is, I think you're mortified to fall in love, and that's why your, quote, high standards are there. When in reality, there should be this, with the battlefield, it's all about ongoing battles. And it could be about, fightings and arguments right there, and I think that's what you are afraid of. And let's be real, because of how hot and heavy you and this person took off of, if you guys immediately had plans about moving in and everything is a fairy tale and la la la, and the first time you guys got into a fight or a disagreement, you guys split off, let's be real, normal relationships, you guys are going to bicker, you're going to argue. Let's be real, majority of the time you guys are not going to really like each other half the time. That's a normal relationship. But in your mind, I think you kind of perceive relationships as the moment we get into disagreement or a fight, I got to cut it off, and now I got to raise my standards really high. It has nothing really to do with standards. You are just very guarded when it comes to your heart. So if anything, I'm hearing, be more honest with yourself. Are you really ready to start a new relationship with somebody else? And if you're not, that is completely okay. But even then, because of the red flags, like I talked about word there, I think you do see them now at face value and be like, yeah, I'll never deal with that again. If a person is consistently talking about an ex or any of this or that, nope, we're done here. Let me see what else when it comes towards your person. Twin flame, I just said, I think you still have this energy. I just said at the beginning of the reading, you could really perceive this person immediately as, this is my twin flame, especially, ancient history. Something about ancient Egypt's very significant. I always say true soul ties. You have a thing sometimes with, you are very drawn to Egyptian times. Not always, but for this collective, you have a thing towards ancient Egypt. Forever yours. And then painting red roses, trying to fix it. I just said you have a savior complex. Correcting, improving something, making the best out of a bad decision right there. I think when you reflect on when you reflect on your person, you really do look back and think that you literally painted their red flags green. You do have a savior complex, and that has been a big shadow work. That's what I'm saying. You could be somebody that does an acts of service, and the reason, again, now there's a thing with how you view this person is because of them. My standards are much higher, and there's nothing wrong with that, because that is the whole point of true soul ties and true twin flames, is you guys are meant to come into union with yourself. But here's the thing, how you perceive love, though, is kind of rocky. I think instead of doing this person's triggering me to do more shadow work, you look at love as a whole as it tears you up. Which is sad. And I think that is something that you are trying to work on internally, is you don't want to paint somebody else's red flags green. You don't want to do that. And let's be real, I feel like this collective, you keep doing the, one wrong mistake out somebody else and I'm leaving. Again, there's nothing wrong with that, but I think deep down you're just not really ready for love. And I think you keep trying to cover it up as like, no, I need to move on, especially if your person has had a history of going back towards an ex or going back to somebody in the past. I think you're trying to put logic and do the, well, I got to move on too. But in reality, there is something about this collective. You're not all the way honest with yourself. Hence the shadow work from the mass layer I was talking about at the beginning of your guys' dynamic. You in your own right were never honest with your person. So immediately I will say future perspective, you got a lesson coming up when it comes to your person. If you're not ready to be with somebody, if you're not ready to have a certain conversation or whatever the case is, there is something you need to speak up. You've always, when it comes to this person, been in la la la, everything's okay, everything's fine, when in reality it's not. Again, you paint their red flags green. Oh, nope, it's not that big of a deal. I'm just going to paint it green and we're going to ignore it. We're going to sweep it under the rug. But at the same time, the idea of you finding new love, it's very complex, I will say. What's this high maintenance? All-seeing eye, truth, clarity, perspective right there. You don't see love. I think you literally see love like this color gray now. Brown and blue eyes could be very significant. One of you could have brown eyes, the other could have blue. Yeah, karmic ties. You don't want no part. Deep down, you actually don't want no part of it. Again, a part of you wants to, but then you're like, I have high standards. And you do in your own right, and there's nothing wrong with that. When in reality, nobody has made your world colorful since this person. But again, you're not willing to admit that. You keep doing the la la la, everything's fine, everything's fine. No, it's not. You're not being all the way honest on how deeply this person has hurt you. And you're not being all the way honest of truly simply of admitting you don't want to move on. You still love this person. It's not all the way that you're waiting on this person, but you're having a hard time with it. But with that battlefield, I think it's about honesty within yourself. Yeah, creativity, a strong urge to express yourself. And I think you're not being honest with yourself. You don't want to be honest with other people. That's between you and God. Be honest with yourself. If you're not ready to move on, that is okay. I think you're in a struggle bus when it comes to this person right now. And again, I think you do the, I'm fine. That was a karmic lesson, when in reality you know that that's your person. Okay, I think you're like, it's a person, like, yes, I didn't see the red flags and blah 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 blah, but you know what, I'm just going to have higher standards now. And in reality, every time, and this could have been, something's been going on, people would try to ask you out, you'd be like, nope, 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 nope. You would shut them down so quickly before even getting to know them, and it's okay. But you come off, again, that mask layer, you still have a mask layer on yourself. I have high standards, I know my worth. In reality, you're still hung up on this person. You're not telling the truth with that all-seeing eye. You see the world gray right now, and that is okay. But that is, until we're able to rip that mask layer off, what do you think? So it makes me curious if your person's still wearing a mask right now. Let's just do a couple more and I'll get in your person. Soul, family, and complexities. Tricky situation, hard to figure out. Here's the thing, I think that you kind of do the I'm complicated. You're actually not. You're just still hurt, and that is okay. This person hurt you. You saw this person as your family, your soulmate. Yes, I could talk about you. We could all point the finger all day and every day of you should have seen the red flags and don't move in so quickly, but you fell in love, and that's a beautiful thing. And I think you're trying to figure all this out. No, babe, you were in love. Twin flame or not, you fell in love with this person. Be honest with yourself. So as far as how you feel towards this person, you're trying really hard to quote unquote move on from this person. You're not. Now, don't worry, this reigns between you and me. Okay? Getting choked up on my word sign. Just be honest with yourself. You don't need to go call a friend. Just say, no, I'm still in love with my person. I'm not ready to move on. I don't have to wait on them, but this is how I feel. You're not acknowledging your own feelings. You keep in front of everybody doing the la 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 la. Everything's fine. No, it's not. And it's okay. But now let's just kind of see, how does your person feel about you? This one will be interesting. We're still in the present. How does this person feel about this collective? Start with 4 cards as well. Four's my number. Wow, so they got also cool peppermint. You both got the same cards. Worth the fight, fair is fair, roll the dice. Oh, I just said you have a lesson coming up with your person. No wonder, because they're thinking about coming in. Now they're wanting to come in and express themselves about something towards you. They are wanting to make a re-entrance. You know, we got Mercury retrograde coming up, which is all about a review period, right? I feel like this person's going to come in around that time. They are going to come in kind of impulsively. I think with this cool peppermints could be very significant to you. Somehow Christmas time with that peppermint is very, candy canes. That's mainly what I want to say. Christmas time is clearly significant for this collective of some form, okay? I think this person looks at you as you're not like the rest of them. You are kind of their unusual type. I think in a lot of ways you kind of triggered them as well. But there is a need. They are triggered to come in. I'm telling you, I can't talk and I think it's the both of you. What's this worth the fight? Because they're wanting to conquer something. They're wanting to come in. No wonder I said you have a lesson coming up. Jealous one. Scared of losing you. Don't want to share. Protective of you. Yeah. You know, sleepless nights, especially if you're kind of in this energy, because this is what the both of you got. If you're kind of somewhat, and we already went through you a little bit, as far as you're thinking about, you know, wanting to talk to other people or get yourself out there in your own right. We just had that discussion. But I feel like this person feels that. It's kind of like that. If I can't have you, no one can. And this is where it can kind of get a little bit sketchy a little bit. This person just does not want you to move on. That's where I'm saying you got a lesson coming up, because this person, I am going to be honest, I don't think they're ready for you, but they are scared to death of losing you. And that is one of the things you could have been very attracted towards this person. This person could have been, in their own right, a little bit possessive towards you. They could have done the you're mine, but you love that about them. And that's what... I feel like this is how this person knows they got you under their hook a little bit, is they really know how to express to you that you are mine. That's what I'm saying. Very sexual energy is maybe there's a little mini Christian Grey thing going on. None of my business. The sleepless nights, they're thinking about you. They're very triggered. And I think what's triggering them is that you can move on towards somebody else. But here's the thing. I don't think they're ready for that kind of commitment. Roll the dice. Lady Spiderweb, shut up, new connection, shaping your reality, bringing together past, present, and future. Risky situation. I'm telling you, I think this person went back towards an ex. They felt like they had unfinished business, and that's another reason. I will say whatever has happened between them and an ex, I feel like has already been done. There has already been justice, literally has been served from here, but then it also talks about balance. There is something that's been balanced out. They could have went back towards them as far as get themselves into another commitment. For a lot of them, they could have just quote unquote went back for like a closure thing or whatever the case is. Regardless, they chose somebody else over this connection. So they are kind of not really leading with naiveness and know that they kind of mess things up with you. Makes me curious if you guys really haven't spoke since you guys broke up, or if you guys did, it was very far and few in between. I feel like you guys haven't really seen or heard from each other a lot. So this person is a little bit nervous to see you. They do look at you as a risk a little bit, that you are going to tell them to F off and F this and F that. Let me see where this fair is fair. Oh, good grief. Collector of hearts, heartbreaker, many love interests, and then not ready to settle down. I told you. They're not ready. I would be so careful. No wonder Why are they possessive? Let me finish out my thoughts, because both of you are all over the place. Rocking horse, indecision, good grief. I have to say, I'm not a big fan of your person's energy. They just really don't want to let you go. They don't want to see you move on. But that's where I'm saying, like, the need the both of you are guilty right now of wearing a mask layer. They don't want you to go anywhere, but they're not ready to tell you how they feel. They're not really ready to tell you what's really been going on. This collective, you could feel very much left out in the dark as far as where this person's been. For some of you, I'm going to be honest, they could have had a lot of hookup sessions with other people as well. Sorry, trigger warning. But I think they look at you as extremely attractive. I think they think you have many love interests as well. Something could trigger them to, ooh. There's a lot of jealousy coming up. I'm going to be honest. I wonder if your person has a friend, somebody in their energy field that is interested in you as well, and they kind of made a whole, well, maybe I'll just go ask, your person out, and your person's like, excuse me, and that could trigger them to come in. It's like a beat to the finish line. But I gotta be honest, guys, this person is still not ready for a commitment. They are really still terrified you are going to do something crazy to them, but they're not down to let you go either. True weird soul ties. Your person still has their runner boots on. They don't know how to feel about this connection. It's so all over the place of where your person's at. One minute they want you, they don't want you to move on. Next minute they're like, I'm not ready. I don't know if I'm ready to settle down. I don't know if I'm ready to put in the work right there. There is a lack of consistency here. But again, you both are going through the same mask layer again of I don't know if I'm ready to express how I really feel. They're not going to get that right there. They just don't want to see you go and move on, which is where the possessiveness comes in, and that is not okay. Let's do another one for this cool peppermint. Miss Winter, I'm telling you, winter's significant. Christmas is significant. Stuck, stagnations, delays, and setbacks. I'm going to be completely honest. Let me do one more. I don't think they're over that ex still. I don't. I'm sorry. Friendship. That's how they view you? Are you kidding me? Being friends first, keeping it casual. I think the separation is getting to them a lot harder than what they're leading on to be. But instead of coming in and being honest, hey, I truly miss you. This is killing me. But, and just being honest, but I'm confused. I don't think this person's awakened yet. They haven't got a twin flame card, nothing. Yeah, they're kind of like, well, my person's in my energy. I want to make things right, but I'm not ready to settle down. I kind of want to explore new connections. And like I said, I'm going to be honest, I don't think they're over an ex, but it's not the fall in love part. It's the pain they've went through. But they're not going to be honest about it, and that is something you both are mirroring right now. Let me just do a couple more, and then I'll move on to the future. You both got creativity and circus in town, please. Drama, out of control, unpredictable. A strong urge to express yourself. That's the both of you, but you both got a lesson coming up with each other. This person is dealing with some form of chaos. That's what I'm saying. Somebody, I'm getting another masculine, came up to your person, said they were interested in you and are thinking about reaching out to you, and your person's kind of doing the, oh, hell no. But then at the same time, I think things are out of control with them and an ex that they were tripped over. This person hasn't gotten over the pain of what their ex has put them through. And I'm going to be honest, they still feel like that you're going to do to them what others have done to them in the past. Henceforth, they have severe self-worth issues. So they're going to kind of come in and put things on a friendship level with you. They want to be friends with you, but they don't want you to move on either. No, that's toxic. No, nope. And I'm warning you right now, even before I get into future predictions, you are quick to take this energy back and really buy into whatever they're saying and their inconsistencies. Because I have a weird feel, because this is so all over the place. This person is going, that's kind of how this person is going to come in next. I think they're not going to be downright center of where they're going to be at with you emotionally. You are quick to take this back. I'm telling you, they're going to run on you again. Again, you have a lesson coming up with this person. This is not the time right now. Okay? I want to tap into more of this inconsistency with your person. I want to get this deck real quick, okay? We both know you both have a hard time expressing feelings, but I just quickly want to see, before I get in the future, what is this inconsistency and this possessiveness that is going on? Okay, so I got solitude and love and submission. This person has clearly have had a history of other feminine energies, gender doesn't matter, again, X, that made them feel like vulnerability is weak, because I got love and submission. And there's a reason I said that you and this person could have had an extremely, sexual connection. Maybe this person was definitely more dominant in the bedroom because they had more of a control. Whereas when you guys weren't, when you guys, were just going on your everyday lives together, they felt like they were not in control of the situation. And clearly this person has been shown that expressing emotions makes them look weak or feel weak. So that is why they are very cold towards you. So sitting alone for them actually does terrify them. Why? Because that means they have to express their emotions, even if that means in private. Both of you privately are not being honest with each other, with yourselves, about how you truly feel. You both have a serious mask layer going on. And until, I always say, feminines lead, you can rip that mask off. Yeah, knowledge of good and evil at the bottom of the deck right here. Vulnerability does not mean bad. Let me see yours real quick. The numbers 40 and 39 could be significant. I also got the numbers 71 and 57. This is yours, infamy and cowardly actions right here. This infamy kind of does represent a little bit of the untold, the untruth, lies a little bit. Cowardly actions. There again, honesty is key here for the both of you, and it's more within each other's expressions of emotions. You are scared to death of moving on with somebody else. And if you are, that is okay. I'm not saying get over yourself. Absolutely not. The whole point of this journey is to acknowledge. And that's the whole point of shadow work too, is acknowledge your traumas and what's hurt you. This collective, you're refusing to come forward with it. You keep shoving it aside, doing this triggers me. I'm just going to find somebody that doesn't look like my person or act like my person. That'll make it all better. No, you're not. You're lying. The both of you are lying to each other. Or to yourselves, I should say. What could that lead up towards? That's why there's a giant warning label. You both could lie to each other, and that could create even more resentment. You both are not being honest with yourselves right now of how you truly feel. And until you can come to that, no, you can't change somebody else or make someone see you at face value. But the more the true healing will begin. Right now, you both are like, I love you, no, I don't. Please. Okay. Yeah, refuge and finding peace. You're never going to find peace until you come to acknowledgement. Falling in love is not a bad thing. The both of you need to come to an awareness of that. But again, it starts with this collective feminines lead. Now let's see the future outlook. Again, I really want to see what is coming Mercury retrograde. That starts, believe, in the middle of July. I can't remember the exact date, and I think all the way through August 5th. So let me see, Mercury retrograde, what is coming for this person, this collective. And then I want to see the outcome of the two of you. So I got the Hangman, Page of Pentacles, Eight of Cups and Knight of Pentacles right there. That's where I'm saying things are clearly very stuck and stagnant with you guys. You have been through a spiritual awakening. This person has not. But again, just because you've been through a spiritual awakening doesn't mean the mask layers are ripped off. You're just kind of, if anything, it's scaring the crap out of you. You're wanting to put that mask layer on. Because I always say true dark night of the souls, they strip you kind of naked of everything you've ever known. Everything you thought was normal is no longer normal. You both in your own right have refused to walk away really from each other. And you guys have always done the, are they coming back? Or in your own right, the both of you have always done the, are they coming back? They're meant to be, but I'm not ready. I'm not ready because they've hurt me. You're going to get another opportunity to walk away. You guys still have another journey to go with each other. Knight of Pentacles is slow and steady, wins the race, but once you get to that finish line, it'll be worth it. You guys have a journey to go through. You really need to walk away from each other and find yourselves for the time being. Let me see more with that Hangman. Yeah, Five of Pentacles. You both are terrified of losing each other, even though you kind of have lost each other in a funny way. The Hangman, the High Priestess. Use your intuition. I'm almost knocking my camera over. 1 second. No more getting caught up of wishful thinking with that Page of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles. Everything here still needs time. If I'm going to be honest, it's not as dramatic as I thought it would be. I don't think this person's going to come in, and that's what I'm saying, friendship level. If I see this person coming in, it will be on Mercury retrograde, but it's to see where you are at energetically. Hence, have you moved on? Are you giving them the middle finger? Blah, blah, blah. But I'm also hearing watch your mouth, too. Don't be saying anything dumb. I would seriously be honest with this person. This is not the time, I will say, to express dramatic emotions. You both are not ready. Why? Because you're not being honest with yourselves at this particular time. Again, if this is your reading, let this person know, hey, I'm really triggered right now. I'm not ready to talk. Come back later, or we'll talk some other time, but right now is not the time. There is something about cut it off. You both are not ready to really sit down and have a conversation with each other. This person's coming in to kind of friend zone you. They're not coming in to win your affections back right now. They're confused. They have no idea where they want to go. The road of path ahead for the both of you is not clear. All you are seeing is dead end ahead, and that's that. You guys are not really seeing a positive outlook on this. As far as when it comes to each other. Eight of Cups, where are you walking away from? Ace of Cups, yeah, what did I just say? I personally, for this collective, this year reading, I feel like you're still triggered over this person. And if you are, that is okay. But it's not the time to be like, oh my God, how are you doing? No more la-la lands. Look at the reality of the situation. They are not ready. A true masculine is a hunter. They will hunt for their feminines. This person's not going to hunt you. They never really did. Knight of Pentacles. Okay, and then I got the Six of Pentacles. Equal give and take. This person's not ready for that. Heavy earth energy is popping out right here. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. A lot of grounding needs to take place. Heavy Taurus energy. And I also got Sagittarian energy is coming out here as well. This collective, you still need to evolve spiritually. You still need to open up your third eye. Right now, you're still leading on with emotions when it comes towards this person. You're not being honest with yourself on how you truly feel. And until that comes, all you both are going to do is feed each other weird delusions. It's going to keep you in hangman position. One thing beautiful about the Hangman, yes, it's all about being stuck, but eventually that light bulb is going to go off. And until that light bulb comes off, I don't think you two should have any conversation. That's just me personally. I think this collective, you are still easily triggered. And as bad as it sounds, the whole point, like I said, if you truly do believe this is your twin or your soul tie, the whole point of the journey is to find union within yourselves, to come into union with yourselves, not with your person. You keep leading your mind into, well, I'm just going to go find somebody else that's not like my person. That's not the whole point of the journey. You keep avoiding your own shadow work. You keep avoiding ripping off that mask and seeing things for how it is. So in a lot of ways, yes, I'm not saying you haven't had a gut-wrenching moment, because I definitely think you have, but I think it's hurt you so bad, you're not willing to right now sit with that flame for a second. You're trying to avoid it. Even if that means accepting your person back in their old crappy ways. This is mainly talking about you. This person hasn't changed since much you left behind them. Makes me curious if you guys really haven't been in separation for a long period of time. This is coming during Mercury retrograde, but again, it's a review period, but I'm hearing watch your mouth. Don't be saying something stupid, because you could really push this person away. I would keep it short, sweet, and simple. Hey, I'm really triggered right now. I'm not ready to have a conversation. We'll continue with on this later. I hope you have a good life for right now. You could wish this person, it's kind of this saying of you could still want to see this person eat, but not at your table. You don't need to be mean and spiteful towards this person. New opportunities are coming, but new opportunities take time. I don't think the both of you are ready, to be honest. This person's doing the, I don't know what I want. And you're kind of doing the, I don't like feeling this way. So, no. You can have high standards for yourself. There is nothing wrong with that. But you need to have high standards as far as being honest about it. Do not let it get to the point that this person is just purely the problem and you're not. You both have always, when it came to this dynamic of being in la la land with each other, You love each other so much that, again, I still think the both of you do this. Oh, they can do no wrong. They can do. No, you both are human. You both are two souls that triggered each other, that mirrored each other, and now you guys have pushed each other away. And in order for it to come back into a balance, you need to find balance in your own lives right now. You guys are nowhere near ready for that. Let me do one more. And then winter time is significant. I want to check in. Literally the moon that came out, there's still too many things hidden in the dark. They're not ready to come to light. It's kind of like that. No, you got a lesson coming up of simply the both of you need to back off from each other. And let's be real, if this person has a possessive attitude towards you, they are not entitled to know everything that's going on, because that's not okay for them to be like, I want you, but I can't keep you right now. That is not okay, especially if they're having that mindset. No. You both need to go sit in the corners for a while and really kind of tap into the unknown. This collective, you are really scared to go through the dark. But what's beautiful, you got to go through the dark to find the light again. You both got to go through it right now. But let me check into winter time, because Christmas keeps being significant. I just feel like right now is strictly not enough time. It's not very dramatic. I personally would shut this down. If you do not, if you keep doing that, oh my God, you're both going to push each other away more than ever. Okay. Well, let me see winter time. What does winter time look like for this collective and their person? I feel like something is coming. Winter time. What does winter time look like for this collective and their person? Okay. So I got the Five of Pentacles in reverse and then the Chariot right there. There's improvement. I feel like wintertime, you guys will be in a spot. And again, I keep feeling Christmas time. So it makes me curious right at the end of the year to be the beginning of next year. You guys are going to be, Six of Cups. You guys are going to be in a more mature spot to talk right there. There does seem to be more of your person of that rejection wound. They're going to get out of their own way a little bit. They need to get through certain wounds of whoever left them out in the cold, but so do you. You both are very triggered about losing each other, but in reality, you haven't really sat alone. Again, if you listen to what I just told you of shut it down, I could see a conversation coming forward more appropriately than whatever's coming in the next couple of weeks. Ace of Swords, now appropriate conversations coming, true growth. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say this is your union, but this is a stepping stone. What is this conversation going to consist of? Three of Pentacles. There is something about catching up that is coming, like truly catching up. Hey, how's work been? How's life going for you? What's been going on? There is something. I kind of see two people are like, when you listen to each other talk, you guys are so drawn to, it's like this person is a really good listener, but so are you. I am seeing more of a catch up that is coming, like a true, genuine one. You guys are going to be in a better space right now, or space coming then. Let me see more about this Ace of Swords. Five of Wands. The Ace of Swords is all about truth and clarity coming. I feel like this person, Eight of Wands. Now we're talking. Now we're talking wintertime. I heard a loud boom. It's a dumpster truck going by. Sign. I think this person is going to be honest with you. You may not like to hear it about who they ran back towards, and there may be an apology coming of, hey, I'm sorry I did this to you. This is what I was going through. I hope you can forgive me. But there is something the both of you are going to be in a better head spot. Right now with this Five of Pentacles, look at that. That's the both of you right now. It's just stormy, messy, dark. Wintertime, you're going to get out of that. Let me confirm that Five of Pentacles. Equal give and take. There's that light bulb moment. And I think what this light bulb moment is coming from Nine of Pentacles, the star, shut up. You're going to get it right now. Whatever's coming in 2 to 3 weeks, not the time. Now, when I say this, guys, with my readings, and I say this with my personal clients, when I say all this, that does not mean you are not obligated to wait on anybody. I always say you should never wait on anybody. but I do feel like that this person is going to come and apologize to you. But I feel like there's got to be that mutual give and take right there. And there's something this collective you may want to say, not really sorry about, but there is something about honesty is coming. You both need to be honest with each other. This person's going to come in and be honest with you. You may not like everything you have to hear, but you need to say the same thing too. Let's see what this honesty out, this collective with the Chariot, what do you need to go forward towards? Okay, and then I got the 5 of Swords. 555 is very significant here. You guys can have a conversation without having expectations. It is okay to tell this person, hey, I fell in love with you. It was very real. Again, this is not a union of what's coming, but this could be a start of like, I just want to let you know, talking about this collective, what you could tell your person. I loved you and I meant it. There is something about relieving the mind ache a little bit. It was never fake. And that's how this person looked at you. But you kind of look at this person fake as well. But I think they're going to be honest with you too. Hey, my love for, just because I dealt with all that BS does not mean I did not fall in love. You both need to be honest about how you felt about each other. Get out of your own way, both of you. If you do not, guess what? Another cycle. One more, 3 of Pentacles. Queen of Cups. So what I just say, you both need to be vulnerable about each other's emotions without having expectations of like, yay, I love you. That means we'll move forward, right? No, it's just like, hey, I loved you. That our connection was so real. Every bit of it. It's okay to be vulnerable with each other with that Queen of Cups. That's beautiful energy. You don't need to be guarded with each other. Because I do believe both of you. How you guys viewed each other was so real. It wasn't like to fill, and I know it comes off, especially from your person, is to fill the void, but it was so real. I think this person was madly in love with you. I think they always have, especially if, let's be real, for right now, they're a little, twingy about somebody else trying to ask you out. Yeah, they're not feeling too hot about it. This person loves you. You love this person, but right now you both are not ready for that conversation. Wintertime, I could see something calming down. You guys can't have this conversation without having expectations. Let me pull a couple of what to expect moving forward with each other as far as when this time comes. The Fool and the 6 of Swords. Something could start. If this is really your reading, one second. Sorry, I thought I saw something out my window. Anyways, if this is really your reading, I know this is a time way to go. I'm not going anywhere on my YouTube. When it comes closer this time, I will do a continuance of this reading if this is something you would like. I know this is ahead of time. Like I said, let's be real, what, Christmas time? That's like 6 months from now. That is a while. But if this is really your reading, if you really want to start with this person, it won't be till wintertime, but that conversation of vulnerability has got to take place. Right now, if this is your reading, let's be honest, you both are not ready for that. And that is okay. That's the whole point of this journey. This journey, guys, takes time. It's not a race. In the nicest way, the both of you haven't hit that spot of figuring out who you really are with each other. Until you find that, your journey, that ground zero is not coming quite yet. Okay. That was really beautiful. But now let me get into dates, specific memories, birthdays, upcoming ones to think about, which I kind of already told you, but these are things that are significant. July 4th, 1 month from now or a month ago. November the 7th, the 24th, the 15th, 5 days or 5 days ago. 6 months from now or 6 months ago, a week, 30th in January. Okay. Initials. I'm actually not going to do... Actually, yes, I will. I'm just kidding. Oh. Initials. First, last, middle names. M, H, H, J. I don't know why I'm hearing the word Hannah. B, U, R, W, O, F, N, S, B, Z, X, D, U, Q, D, T, C. That was a lot. All right, and literally that came out again in yesterday's rest. Literally, it's just a time to rest. Angel numbers you're probably seeing right now to confirm that this is your reading: 0303 666 555, 1414 101, and 1441 and 1717. I hope this helped, my babies. Good luck, and I will talk to you on the next one. Bye, my loves.